Social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works. Yeah, S works. Everyone put it in their hands. You know it's a vibe. They're waiting in line to get up and flood up the stands. Yeah, we in this together. We feeling like fam. It's all about peace. So pull up with friends. You better come through with you and your crew, cause everybody going in. S works, so we keep it lit. You can see how we move the city from the west side to the east. Ooh, you can feel it how we leave through. It's all about the youth. Change the world through the tunes. Make the world to a better place. Saying S works, what we do.
Social works, social works, social works, social, social works, social works, social works. Social works. Keep my family out the dirt. This organization, we stopping no Satan and open, but we call it SWorks. Action on Taylor, the killer verse. I do on my family, my city hurt. They killing our babies, this war going crazy. I pray for my city to reimburse. Private schools for the kiddies. We the city, yeah, we litty. All I know is it's work. Work hard, keep it busy. Know the life can be tricky, but please just let me finish. Let me just be a witness. S works, handle business.
Social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works.
Ready or not, here we come. South side, west side, east side, north side. Up on the run, we ain't finna none. We came in the party, we in for the fun. Celebrate life, the party we young. Sky is the limit, we looking above. We up in the sun, no matter what, we stay on the run. Ha, S work, do your thing. S work, keep it lit. Bullseye, keep your aim. Yeah, we up on the jib. North side, that's the way. Ready or not, here we come. S work, keep the energy. Look, yeah, we never unplug. S work, show some love.
Social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works. Social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works. Yeah, S works. Everyone put it in their hands. You know it's a vibe. They're waiting in line to get up and flood up the stands. Yeah, we in this together. We feeling like fam. It's all about peace. So pull up with friends. You better come through with you and your crew, cause everybody going in. S works, so we keep it lit. You can see how we move the city from the west side to the east. Ooh, you can feel it how we leave through. It's all about the youth. Change the world through the tunes. Make the world to a better place. Saying S works, what we do.
Social works, social works, social works, social, social works, social works, social works. Social works. Keep my family out the dirt. This organization, we stopping no Satan and open, but we call it SWorks. Action on Taylor, the killer verse. I do on my family, my city hurt. They killing our babies, this war going crazy. I pray for my city to reimburse. Private schools for the kiddies. We the city, yeah, we litty. All I know is it's work. Working hard, keep it busy. Know the life can be tricky, but please just let me finish. Let me just be a witness. S works, handle business.
Social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works.
Ready or not, here we come. South side, west side, east side, north side. Up on the run, we ain't finna none. We came in the party, we in for the fun. Celebrate life, the party we young. Sky is the limit, we looking above. We up in the sun, no matter what, we stay on the run. Ha, S work, do your thing. S work, keep it lit. Bullseye, keep your aim. Yeah, we up on the jib. North side, that's the way. Ready or not, here we come. S work, keep the energy. Look, yeah, we never unplug. S work, show some love.
Social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works. social works, 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 yeah, S works, everyone put it in their hands. You know it's a vibe, they're waiting in line to get up and flood up the stands. Yeah, we in this together, we feeling like fam. It's all about peace, so pull up with friends. You better come through with you and your crew, cause everybody going in. S works, so we keep it lit. You can see how we move the city from the west side to the east. Ooh, you can feel how we leave through. It's all about the youth. Change the world through the tunes. Make the world to a better place. And S works what we do.
Social works, social works, social works, social, social works, social works, social works. Social works. Keep my family out the dirt. This organization, we stopping no Satan and open, but we call it SWorks. Action on Taylor the killer verse. I do on my family, my city hurt. They killing our babies, this war going crazy. I pray for my city to reimburse. Running schools for the kiddies. We the city and we litty. All I know is it's work. With the heart, keep it busy. Know the life can be tricky, but please just let me finish. Let me just be a witness. S works, handle business.
Social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works.
Ready or not, here we come. South side, west side, east side, north side. Up on the run, we ain't for the none. We came in the party, we here for the fun. Celebrate life, the party we young. Sky's the limit, we looking above. We up in the sun, no matter what, we stay on the run. Ha, S work, do your thing. S work, keep it lit. Bullseye, keep your aim. Yeah, we up on the jib. North side, that's the way. Ready or not, here we come. S work, keep the energy. Look, yeah, we never unplug. S work, show some love. Yeah.
Social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works.
SWorkshops are a series of online workshops featuring the many incredibly talented friends of SocialWorks. This series aims to inspire and educate, bringing local and national creatives live to your smartphone. They will be sharing and teaching specific aspects of their craft. A wide variety of professions, interests, and hobbies are represented within our curriculum. Did we mention it's a fundraiser too? The stay-at-home notice has students wondering what's to come. For some, graduation and prom will both be canceled. This campaign will directly fundraise a celebration event for those students within the Chicagoland area. Once it's safe, of course. Tune in to any of our socials for one or all of the SWorkshops. You can find the full schedule of programming at SOCIALWORKSCHLORG or on our Instagram. Classes start Monday, April 13th. We'll see you there.
Oh, hey you guys, how's everything? I'm here today with SocialWorks. Thank you guys for reaching out to me. I appreciate everything. So more about me. I'm Demi Christi. I am a local artist here in Chicago, and I have been developing my skills for uh, since childhood. Really, I think about 10 is when I started. And what I feel like I'm gonna be like talking to you guys today about is just my way of the basics and how these essentials can help you grow. I don't want to say in a short time, but it definitely can help your eye and seeing art in a different way. As far as like my art and being a influencer, I feel within the art community here, I want my art to be able to speak and have a message and be really broad, bring back the storytelling to artwork. Because, a lot of us are regurgitating art that's already being developed by these huge companies, I'm talking about Disney, Nickelodeon. So, we want to use our own imagination and our own ideas to be able to develop, your own unique individual works. And being from Chicago, you guys, that is a big push because there aren't, in my neighborhood, I grew up with not that many open-minded people. And being an artist was a way that I could express myself. It was a way that I could be an individual in a world where people are still in a box, and it's up to us as creatives to be able to push ourselves and show ourselves that we can do it. It's very simple. We can just get up and do it. Also, you guys, I want you guys to check out SOCIALWorks .org to donate. And the reason why I'm here today is because, like the other influencers who I'm sure you guys seen their videos, these funds will be going towards a prom fund for everybody who was not able to graduate, who wasn't able to, have that celebration at the end of the year. So it's would be a huge opportunity for you guys to help, help students. You were in high school, we got to see up. So I feel like that could definitely be a way to help our students, help our cousins, help our nephews and nieces, to just have a good time after all of this, this huge drastic change within our society. So what we're going to do today, I have a video for you guys that I've created of the basic essentials, or, the fundamentals and things that I have, just put together. So hopefully, you guys find it easy. This was my very first time doing this. So I hope you guys enjoy it.
Hey, thanks guys for joining my Back to the Basics fundamentals on art. I want to give a huge shout out to SOCIALWorks. Thanks for reaching out to me. This is my very first time doing something like this, so yeah, thanks for joining. Stay tuned to the end of this video for a Q&A, and you guys will get to ask me questions. So yeah, stay tuned. So, more about myself. My name is Demi Christi, and I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I've been a freelance artist for almost 4 years, and that'll be in September. Woo! I've learned a lot about art from college or my earlier college days, and no, I didn't graduate, but I do love art. So I kept studying. I always find inspiration wherever I go. I always go to art shows. I try to make my way to them when the world had time, when we were on the world's time. But so we're here today, and yeah, like I really enjoy art, you guys. It is not only a pastime of mine, but it is definitely a great way to relieve stress and just to thoroughly think thoughts through. I always do doodles, and I always have been very expressive through drawing. So I like to share that today. Well, art for me is a wonderful expression. You can build that foundation from any point of your life. How can expression be set free? Like, think about that. Don't think so hard about what you want to create, what you want to do, just be you, and don't let people discourage you. Take your time, because when you take your time to fully develop your feelings and ideas about what you want to express, you can definitely, see a more wider range with your imagination, and then, into your creativity, into your peace, into that painting that you'll be creating. So some of the fundamentals I usually follow would be structure, perspective, and color usage. So I'm gonna get into explaining all three of these, and hopefully these essentials can help you advance in your works. So yeah. And these are just the three that stand out to me. There are a lot of elements within art, and there's line, shape, space, volume, form, texture. There's so many, and these three are the ones that stand out to me the most. And I have been practicing, especially with color usage. I use a lot of color, and yeah, that's how. Structure is the skeleton. It is the form before the form. Structure determines the placement of, like, I guess, the larger object within your paintings. Like, where would those objects be placed? So, like, the main portion of your painting, like, you know, how does your eye follow the movement, you know, the movement throughout the painting? Like, how does your eye follow those objects that you created along this scene, you know, in this diner, you know, if you're drawing someone sitting down, or, you know, if you're drawing someone like walking down the street, where does your eye like actually travel to, you know? Like, structure is like knowing the anatomy of like the body of a person, you know, the person that you're drawing, the figure, and or the object. Just making sure everything is like proportional, and actually you drawing like what that object really is. In the broadest sense, anatomy is just like the study of an object. You know, you're getting a really a closer view of the object that you're trying to understand or know about. You know, you want to get in depth, you know, and studying anatomy of human body, of a car, or of a house. Knowing these objects, you know, through and through, will make you more familiar with them and also more comfortable with getting into actually drawing them. I feel like having structure in artwork is really dope. Some artists are kind of against having structure, you know, especially abstract artists. I don't know if you guys look at abstract art, but they're very wild with their strokes, their splatters. It's very emotional. It's very just all over the place. And, you know, having some structure or foundation for me is like, you know, I know where to start. So I'm going to start here, and then that's ultimately going to make the end result of my painting or my drawing really strong, because I started with structure. I started with a foundation. First, I simply start out with doing loose sketches, and I have goals at the beginning of my piece on what I actually wanted to say and how I want it to be read. So yeah, structure is a big help. So yeah, structure, you guys, is my number one essential, my number one go-to, as far as, understanding the basics or having a foundation for your first piece. So you guys, let's get into the second fundamental, which is perspective. So for beginners, we're just going to start out with first point perspective, and it's very to the point. So I love using a first point perspective, or 1 point perspective, I'm sorry. I love using this method because, things can look flat when you're normally like drawing. So I feel like, 1 point perspective can create a look that's 3-dimensional and like really realistic. And shit, you can make things look like they're going further away, like, and then you have many things in the background, like you can create small details in the back, and then you have things in the foreground right in front of you. You can make those things really stand out. I just love it. Like, you have so many eye catchers when you're using 1 point perspective. Like, I really am just like, this is the one of my go-tos. So when using perspective, the vanishing point is always on the horizon line. The first step is to draw a horizontal line slightly above the middle of your, like the center of your page. And next you're going to draw a cross in the center of this line, and this cross is the vanishing point. The vanishing point must be on the horizon line. Now we can draw our first wall of our room, which is going to be the back wall. And then you'll just draw a rectangle in the center of a page. Next, we're going to draw the side walls in the room, and we're going to just use the vanishing point. You could use a ruler, but I'm on my iPad, so if you guys are following along on paper, you can do that. So these lines can be straight if you wish. They can be curvy. But now it's looking like we're going to be like in a box. And next you're going to draw on the point to the left and to the right. And then a new line towards the left will help us find the top of the doors. And we can draw 2 vertical lines from this new diagonal line. And now, this 1 point perspective, we can draw more lines. And that's going to point us towards they're going to be coming out of the vanishing point. And we're going to draw 2 horizontal lines, and these lines are going to be the top of our table, in this 1 point perspective. We can draw 2 table legs at the front of the table, straight vertical lines of equal length. And now we're going to add 2 more vertical lines from the back corners of the table, the 2 back legs. So now that we have our 4 legs, we're just going to erase some of that second horizon line in the back. And we're just going to, create some dimension, give them a more solid look. So you guys can see at this point that, the bottom left and the bottom right sides of the legs each are kind of they're going diagonal. So at the vanishing point, we're going to repeat the process. We're just going to follow those lines from the vanishing point and then from the baseline. And then so we're just going to erase all these lines that we have because now you can actually see a room forming. I'm just gonna keep drawing and finish it out, and then you guys will see the end result. But this is one of my go-to perspectives, the first point perspective, because you can literally, once you create a room, you can put anything in that room. Add some little decor, some details, but my room's coming together. Comment, you guys, and let me know what you think so far. And if you have any questions, just feel free to ask. You're not too old, you're not too young. You don't need art friends, you don't need a college degree. All we need is some form of enjoyment, that's coming from within, from inside of us. And any one of us can create art, any one of us can develop a really beautiful concept, and a lot of inspiration is around us all the time. You know what I'm saying? It really just takes, practice and focus, and, you'll get it. You'll get it for sure. You can search for examples of existing work that have a similar purpose to yours and a mood that you're trying to create. just make sure you pick a color scheme that best suits the purpose of your piece. And just doing rough sketches and in between like breaks can really help your own mood, so you don't get so cramped up about creating. When using colors and creating a painting or a picture, I feel like 50% of that piece is your actual drawing, and then the other 50% is the colors you use, like the whole mood of that picture is about the colors. So yeah, let's get into this color wheel. We're going to start with the primary colors, which are red, yellow, and blue. Bam, my favorite ones. Secondary colors are made when you mix the primary colors. So green, orange, and purple will be created. Bam. Now, when you're mixing yellow and blue, that makes green, mixing red and yellow makes orange, and mixing red and blue, and that creates purple. So, when you know these colors, this color wheel, things can get crazy. Things, can get addictive. Things can get, those hues can draw you in. And, they can create a whole nother world for your art. And this is what I love about, the color wheel, and why I feel like that this is something that artists need to study and continue to look at often, because it definitely can have your art excel. The artist is going to choose the color, and then that color is meant to express something other than, a simple like visual observation. So like, blue is used, blue, purple, and darker colors, are gonna like be expressive of like, someone sad, or it just creates a certain type of like depth, The color wheel has a lot of things, you guys. A lot of things that you guys can create from this. So, in between all of these colors, there's red violet, red orange, yellow orange, blue violet, yellow green, and blue green. And these colors I guess they're even more, it's even more broken down. So with these colors can be mixed to create like amongst the other colors. So it's like a sub tab, from like the main colors in your crayon box. It's just another box, of the same colors, but they're like advanced, they're like elevated, because there's like a whole nother hue on the side of it. It's like, they the X-Men of like the colors. And these paint colors are called tertiary, and it's just the third level of colors. It's just, you just leveled up. So this is not the final essential, but my final essential. Color usage, or color in general, is, you already know, a huge part of painting, a huge part of expression. So hey, use all the color you want. Just know that the primary colors, when put all together, make brown. And to me, that is an awesome neutral color. But also beware, because not everybody likes brown. But hey, that's, it's all on what you decide, on what you want, because this is your drawing, your painting. So what can you expect from, actually starting up and, being a beginner artist? There's like a few things I can think of right now. Number one, it takes time. Taking your time is like the best thing when it comes to developing a piece. Because it can simply start from a circle. It can start from a square, start from a triangle, and that triangle can develop into a star, and that star is in this huge universe. You know what I'm saying? Like, just think about that. Like, time is both your ally, and you know what I'm saying? Like, time is you just use the time. You're using the time. Time does not use you. Number two, the effort that you put into creating work, it shows. It really shows. The practice, the overall dedication that it takes to actually developing pieces. It's that attitude and that effort that you put behind, your vision, how you want to see it, and that you want to get better, and actually enjoying the process of making something over and over again and seeing how it changes is amazing. And number three, don't be afraid of failure. Don't be afraid to try again and start over. Being afraid of failing is just like, it's like lame. Don't be lame. You don't want to be afraid to try, because then your art won't develop, and you can't go on to create bigger pieces and different pieces. Don't be tied to the box of failure, because failure is going to help you succeed. It's going to help you grow. It's going to help push you further. Well, thanks again for vibing with me, you guys. Again, this is my first time doing this, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I just want to thank SOCIALWORKS again. Thank you so much. And guys, don't forget to stay tuned after to ask me a couple of questions. There is a Q&A. Peace.
Hey, you guys, how's everything? I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I had a lot of fun and a lot of time to make it. And I know how a lot of free time could get very stressful, or it could be very intimidating to have a lot of free time. So I feel like this is a really good chance for me to try something new. So I'm gonna get into the first comment here, and it's from Leonie Pointe. So any tips for working with pastels and charcoal? These essentials, or these basics, still apply. You have to physically, as an artist, you have to physically start with paper, pencil, oil, pastel. You have to know how to work with different materials when you're starting, so you can know what it is that you're comfortable with. So oils, pastels, and charcoals are all very loose materials, and you don't need that many. You don't need that much of these materials to get the point across. And when using these materials, you might have to take a step back, and chill out, because they can get very messy, and you could lose the lines that you actually created at the beginning because these materials are so loose. But I do enjoy using them. I have in the past, and I have my time with them. But yeah. So the software I use for my illustrations is Procreate, and that's just what's been popular now. I was using Illustrator on my computer, but Procreate is very easy if you have an iPad, and they're very. I got mine from just I just bought it, and it was a great investment. um, yeah, being self-taught and being able to look for this information, you can get a little skewed, but still you still end up learning information that's around the subject of art. So even though being self-taught can be kind of strenuous sometimes, it can become very like fulfilling. Tools for beginners and illustrations. These are what tools are essential for beginners. Um, these are the tools. Knowing the color wheel, knowing your colors and how they look next to each other are essential. Being able to, um, you know, just getting familiar with seeing colors next to each other, that can help you develop a palette and help you form ideas. So I feel like doing that and drawing, even when you don't want to draw, even if it's a line, but and uh what can essentials for beginners in illustration, are you talking about like what I did on my iPad? But it's still all is the same. You still have to start with pencil and paper. You have to sit down with your hand to be able to know how your hand works with a pencil on paper, and then you can move on to the iPad because it's the same. I feel it's the same. Other than your hand might, you might touch the screen or whatnot. But it's the same. Oh, no problem, Leon Ponte. What artists have inspired your style? So, artists that have inspired my style, um, obviously it is like Basquiat, and Pablo Picasso. Even though I don't like his background as much, I do like his work ethic. I feel like that Georgia O'Neill um, is another artist that I'm very inspired by. Um, she started out doing like cubism, and it changed into like femininity and being a drawing the woman's form. Um, Another question. So, what are the differences between a 1 point and 2 point perspective? So, 1 point perspective, like I showed you guys on the video, it's just 1 point here, starting in the center of the page, and then you gradually work your way out. You can build buildings, hills, any direction that's going to point you here to the center. Now, 2 point perspective has 2 points. All you're doing is creating 2 points. So you have two paths. You can create, again, hills, a park side here and buildings on others. It's just all, long as it hits these two center points, you have a direction where the eye can follow. That's the only difference. It's just it goes from 1 point to 2 points. Planet Ontono. Okay. How can you apply 1 point perspective to photography? So photography is no is no different from being able to use your eyes and your visual skills, and creating a line with your eye, creating some symmetry with your eye and with the buildings or with the trees or with people. It's really easy to apply to photography. Looking at art is no different. People follow all the time. Sorry. Oh, um, oh, thank you. Yes, the color wheel and its development, you can definitely see your art grow. You can see the heights with mixing colors and being able to see your palette. You're making your own palette. You're creating your own mood. That's the point here with the color wheel. So planet on tono, okay. Have you ever created pieces for a special project like an album cover or clothing? Now, I have personally created things just being a freelance artist for different people, but no mainstream artist yet, and I do hope to very soon. And I'm very flexible, so creations are endless. What are my favorite subjects to draw? Some of my favorite subjects to draw are people, because we look at them, we look at each other, look at yourself all the time, and I feel like that's a really good place to start. Um, I like to draw nature. I like to draw things that I know, and if I'm using my imagination, then you can literally go anywhere. You know, from like a naked guy in a cape with cowboy boots to, you know, a giant cupcake in a rainforest. Like, you can do that. Thanks so much, guys, for the compliments. Thank you. Um, so I did mention being self-taught. What resources? I have another question. I'm sorry. Um, what resources did you use to learn? So resources that I use to learn art. I've been developing my skills since high school. I can't even remember as far as back to elementary and my very first art teacher in the second grade. And it was like being able to have people that talk about art around can help you grow. And that's a huge resource to me. Books are a huge resource. The internet, being able to look up certain techniques that I might not know, or being able to ask questions if you guys have resources, if you guys have things that you might not know about. And YouTube is not the way. You can't fully get the full extent of the question out or the idea out, and you might really need someone to physically talk to you. So I feel like having those professors or people that help to like have you look at art a certain way and have you actually speak about art daily, because that could be hard to find. But if you do have those people who are interested in the subject that you're interested in developing, you know word of mouth and being able to communicate what it is that you want to learn, from people who know things that you might not know, is, hey, that's how I gain the skills. And looking and watching, looking at people, and working with other artists has also been a big push. So I have another question. How do you lay out a drawing when you are starting it? Okay. And this all goes back to the beginning. I do use a first point perspective. And this just because you can center everything. And in the center. You can use this line to put things in the places that they need to go. You know what I'm saying? So you can, it's just the foundation, y'all. Like, it's literally, it's so small, it's so tiny. I know it's like, oh, you know, it's so small, but it really helps. So I have another question. KC underscore Corley. How are you finding ways to monetize your art and or products? So okay, well, how am I finding ways? Again, word of mouth, being able to actually physically have people see your work in person, like, hey, I have a piece, you know, do you want to check it out? It's actually available. And then just, you know, just actively working on being creative around other people who see your form of creation as something that they want to have. The internet is a big asset as well. You definitely can use advertising and, you know, have that be a part of your platform, if that's what you want. And I have another question. So besides digital art, I'm sorry, what mediums do you like working with? So my main material that I like working with is acrylic. That's one of my pieces here in the back. It is painted with acrylic. I do add oils and other materials. I like to use duct tape. I like to use a lot of other materials that aren't necessarily paint. But I do like to use my hands a lot. So getting messy is not a problem. I have, again, like I said before, I have worked with oils, I have worked with charcoals, and, you know, everything isn't gonna be a mess, y'all. You know, so if you're scared to get messy, then, you know, that's something. Well, I've seen a lot of artists be very particular with their space and not wanting to be messy. But me personally, I don't care about having splatters. And where can you guys find me? My work online. I will be starting a YouTube, and this video here, you guys, will be on SocialWorks YouTube, and you guys can go check it out. Type in SocialWorks on YouTube, and you'll see all of my video and all the other people's videos that were played before me, and, you know, that will be coming up this month, and you'll get to stay in tune with us as a whole. But you can check out my Instagram. It's at Demi Christi if you guys are at Demi Christi underscore. And that's on Twitter and Facebook also. But, you know, it's really up to you. You guys see me here, so you know I'm on Instagram. And I'll have my website up as well, so you guys will be able to see more of my art and be able to keep up with that venture as well. I have another question. Do you teach art lessons? Now, I have actually taught art lessons, but it was only 2 children. But, you know, I don't mind teaching if someone needs me. But again, teaching is something that is very cool because you get to see a milestone and the information that you've learned, if you can honestly teach it back to people. And I feel like that even if I might not necessarily know everything, there's things that, you know, everybody can't explain in the same way. And, you know, my techniques and my creativity are ultimately different from, you know, other people's work. So, hey. And I have another question. And it says, where have you had your work displayed? So, I have my very first show was last March, and I had that displayed downtown off of Lake Street. It was like down the street in like a really cool building from Harold Washington Library. I had it there, and also just at open mics, and I've also done live paintings, but no set gallery yet. No like set, I guess, place you can see my art. Unless you want to come see me, you know, you can see my stuff. We can do it that way too. um, and I have another question. What is your favorite piece you've made, and how did it come together? So, my favorite piece that I've created is actually a part of this collection here, and it's a more darker piece, and it's very, I would say, melancholy. It's really like kind of sad, you know. But I feel like I pushed myself with doing something that was the opposite of, you know, what I usually express, which is brightness, or, you know, I want to use color, and I really liked the challenge, and I was happy the way that it came out. Another question. So, what are your goals as an illustrator, and what would you like to accomplish in the coming years? So, my goals as an illustrator is to work with other bigger artists, and also to be able to have my own works at Art Basel, and I have tried. I also tried this year, this last year for Complex Con. I tried to get my work there, but I will keep trying. And I'll keep working, and that for years to come, I want to be in Europe somewhere, y'all. I want to have my artwork up, you know. I want to be able to you know, have murals in a lot of different places all over the world. So that's something that I want to accomplish sooner than later. But yeah, you guys, um yeah, I really enjoyed my time here. I really liked answering you guys' questions. Um, you guys, don't forget to go on to YouTube and check out this video if you didn't watch the live. And also, you know, give a huge shout out to Social Works, because they are working it. And they've definitely been keeping you guys motivated throughout this time. You know, you guys have been keeping up with a lot of these workshops, and I've been watching them too. So it's been awesome. But yeah, you guys, I have another question. So, what advice do you have for anyone trying to start up an illustrator or artist? Wait, okay, so what advice? What advice can I give you guys? Just be patient with yourself, because you might not know your style. You might not have um, the encouragement around you, or you might feel like you're different, or you're doing things that don't look like what others are creating. And that's okay, because your art is going to be liked by someone, because, you know, the feeling and the energy that you put into a piece, people can feel that. And that's why they're attracted to things that they purchase. They're attracted to things that they see, like, you know, that's what's in your head. You know what I'm saying? They really get you. You know, they really understand what you're putting on this canvas. And, you know, I feel like that's huge. Um, and being able to, like, just be confident when you're in a rut, and understanding that you know, you yourself are great, and you're trying this, and you want to get good at it. So there's nothing that's going to stop you. You know, just be strong within yourself. Um, and I have one last question. So, how do you balance life/work and making art? I feel like some people have like a really strict schedule, or they might not have a schedule at all, because artists are very up and down and around with their scheduling and with their life, because creativity can be consuming. It can take over your time, you know what I'm saying? Or you can get down about, working a lot and not being able to create. So I guess having like a balanced schedule can help, being able to figure out what time or hour of the day works best for you when you want to create, and just revolve your schedule around that. Or, just figure out again when is going to be the best time for you and how you feel that, and wherever you want to create. If you want to go to the park, if you want to go to a family member's house, whatever makes you comfortable, that is going to help keep that balance so you're not stressed. That tiny thought of trying to separate these things, not putting so much pressure on yourself to make things happen. And it could work out for you. It's, no pressure. But yeah, I just want to thank you guys again. And if you have any more questions, again, you guys go to socialworks.org. You can donate, to this prom fund. And, this is going to help kids be able to have that shebang, when it's time. And I'll be happy. I'll be waiting for that. Send me pictures because of, but yeah, thanks so much, you guys. I hope you were very inspired. And follow me. Don't forget to follow me, you guys, at Demi Christi on Instagram and Twitter. I'm available to answer any questions for you all after this.
Social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works. Yeah, S works. Everyone put it in their hands. You know it's a vibe. They're waiting in line to get up and flood up the stands. Yeah, we in this together. We feeling like fam. It's all about peace. So pull up with friends. You better come through with you and your crew, cause everybody going in. S works, so we keep it lit. You can see how we move the city from the west side to the east. Ooh, you can feel it how we leave through. It's all about the youth. Change the world through the tunes. Make the world to a better place. Saying S works, what we do.
Social works, social works, social works, social, social works, social works, social works, social works. Keep my family out the dirt. This organization, we stopping no Satan and open, but we call it SWorks. Action on Taylor, the killer verse. I do on my family, my city hurt. They killing our babies, this war going crazy. I pray for my city to reimburse. Private schools for the kids. We the city, yeah, we litty. All I know is it's work. Working hard, keep it busy. Know the life keep it tricky, but please just let me finish. Let me just be a witness. S works, handle business.
Social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works.
Ready or not, here we come. South side, west side, east side, north side. Up on the run, we ain't for the none. We came in the party, we here for the fun. Celebrate life, the party we young. Sky's the limit, we looking above. We up in the sun, no matter what, we stay on the run. Ha, S work, do your thing. S work, keep it lit. Bullseye, keep your aim. Yeah, we up on the jib. North side, that's the way. Ready or not, here we come. S work, keep the energy. Look, yeah, we never unplug. S work, show some love.
Social works, social works, social